Hey Libra, welcome to Arya Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Libra. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So let's dive right in and take a look at your first oracle card, see what we have. So you were drawn to card 17, and this card actually says Inner Oracle. I feel like we're getting into your some of your spiritual gifts right away in this reading. So like I was saying in the intro, this reading isn't so much about uncovering which spiritual gifts you have, but it's more to help you to see the purpose behind whatever spiritual gift you feel you have. But in the process of doing that, I kind of know like we're going to uncover some more. So right here, I feel like we're already uncovering a spiritual gift of yours. This card literally says you are the channel. And I feel like one of your spiritual gifts is really being a clear channel and potentially at times even having prophetic visions or receiving prophetic messages. So one of the first ways that this gift may have presented itself to you is through a sense of deja vu. Deja vu literally translates to already seen, meaning that you have already seen something before it's actually taken place. You've already had a clear vision about something before it has occurred in the 3D. So for many of you, one of your main gifts seems to be focused around clear sight, clairvoyance. But because you are a clear channel, you may also receive auditory messages. Yeah, I feel like at some times these things can show up for you almost like a faint whisper is kind of how I'm hearing it. So it might seem like someone's just faintly whispering in your ear, or it can even come to you or be perceived by you more like it's a thought that you're having, but you at the same time kind of know like that's not my own thought. So it's almost like someone like planted this thought in your head or whispered something in your ear. These would be the kind of messages that you feel, sense, or know have come from spirit. So I think that for a lot of you, you've had this sense like you might have consciously thought that was your own idea, but then again, you kind of know that it was a message from spirit. I'm looking at this number 17 here, which reduces to an 8. Eights are my symbol for abundance, for manifestation, for infinite possibilities and creation. So eights also speak about work too, and our journey in terms of our life purpose or our career path. So this message for some of you can be about your spiritual gifts being meant to be used in your chosen profession or in the work that you offer to the world. So that can be a sign that some of these gifts, either you're currently using them in your profession or there's something that can be used in your chosen profession or in a certain passion that you feel or a direction that you feel called toward. So really interesting there. I feel like you guys are definitely very gifted when it comes to manifestation, and that somehow your spiritual gifts will or have already tied into your work. This might be something that's important to you to kind of like tap into your more spiritual side and bring that to whatever kind of work you offer out into the world, or to have a spiritual business or to work in like a spiritual field. So we will dive more into that. Let's look at your oracle card, your second oracle card. Okay, you guys got the black egg. It's really interesting that you got this. So first of all, this is kind of a rare card in this animal spirit deck because there's only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cards that fall under the spirit element in this deck, and the black egg is one of them. So this is already showing me there's something special. There's something special about you guys going on here. This card is actually kind of confirming that you do receive messages directly from spirit. Whenever I see this egg imagery, it kind of speaks to me about potential. And it's like the idea that there's a lot of There's a lot of potential inside the egg. The egg kind of holds the potential for life, for expansion, for growth, possibilities, ideas. In the case of the black egg, this is also specifically about truth. So what I'm seeing for you is a theme of potential here, really, kind of recurring theme through your reading so far. Also a recurring theme of manifestation, because I do see the egg as kind of a representation of what can be manifested, what can be brought into the world, and what potential something holds. So I feel like you guys are meant to use your spiritual gifts, whatever they might be, although we have talked about some of what may be resonating with you, but whatever these gifts might be, I feel like you're meant to use them to make the unseen seen. In other words, to manifest, to bring forth potential. Kind of like bringing intangible ideas into physical form. Also, because you are a clear channel, you can receive messages from spirit so clearly that you're able to see potential in places that other people may have missed it or will not see it. Things that other people will overlook. People that others would overlook is kind of how that's coming through as well. You will see potential in people and things and in situations that your average person would overlook and would miss. It's like you focus right in on the potential of what something could be, what it could offer, what it could grow into. Very interesting. A few examples that are coming to mind with this are that, like, you could be a designer or a creator of some kind. So you can kind of take an idea that was once intangible, that was once only a picture in your mind. I feel like the imagery on this card here kind of says it all. He almost looks like he's picturing something, he's imagining something, he's seeing it in its fullest form even before it has been conceived, most likely. Even before it was conceived, even when it's in this state and it hasn't hatched yet, it hasn't been born out into the world, it's like he can already see it. He's imagining, he's visualizing, he's manifesting already. And your spiritual gifts help you to do this. Yeah. So things that were once only a picture in your mind, you can kind of bring those to life for other people to see, for other people to hold, to touch, to experience, to enjoy. You have a way really of connecting with people because you see the truth of who they really are, and you can see or sense, for some of you it might be that it's more of a sense, their soul's essence and the potential that might be lying dormant inside of them. You can use your gifts to draw the potential out of people, out of situations. Wow, okay. For some of you, this could take the form of like counseling, life coaching, teaching, maybe doing some sort of spiritual guidance. I feel like for some of you, if this does fall under like a teaching or a counseling category, I feel like a lot of you can use your spiritual gifts to help people who might be even more challenged. Like they might have a particular challenge and maybe they've been overlooked. Maybe people don't think that they have a lot of potential. Maybe they think they're not very smart or not very gifted in any way or not going anywhere. I feel like you're the type of person that can look into someone's soul and can see who they were truly meant to be in this world. You can see what their unique gifts are, and you can kind of draw that potential out. So this is really a beautiful thing, and this doesn't have to be just in the form of teaching or guiding people, but I feel like this is just a role that you play in your life. You might play this role with your friends, your family, or you might somehow tie this into the work that you do, but I just feel like you can see something in its completed form before it has ever taken place, and that has to do with you being a clear channel, and that has to do with you having these strong abilities when it comes to manifestation. Another thing that's coming to mind, like we were talking about design, so this can be conceptualizing an idea that has never existed before and bringing it into physical form. Anything that you're making, it's like you see the completed, what is the word I'm looking for? You see the completed version of that thing before it has even started to be created. So very interesting with that. Some of you might like see the potential in spaces. So it could be like what someone else would see is like a house that's falling apart, and what you would see is this beautiful cozy place that you can fix up and you can make it like livable and enjoyable for other people. So these are practical ways that your spiritual gifts can play into your real life, your everyday life. Yeah, I feel like you're really somebody who's here to help people and things as well become what they were meant to be. You have such a clear picture of what and who these people or these things are. You have such a clear picture of their potential. Yeah, of what they have the potential to become before it has even taken place in the physical world. The way that he's looking at this egg, though, like that, this is what's really standing out to me. Like the way that these two cards are kind of playing together. The way that he's looking at this egg so intensely, it's really giving me this feeling of his focused attention is transforming it in some way. Or actually drawing out the possibility that's contained in this egg. So you guys are creators, truly. You're manifesting new possibilities with this mirror image here on this card as well. I feel like you may be very empathic as well, and like you're able to pick up on people's emotions quite easily. And it's like you can either mirror back to them what they are feeling or meet them right where they are, or you can kind of change and transmute this energy I'm hearing. So that's really interesting. It's like when he's looking this way, it's like he's focused on what is or what could be. And when he's looking the other way, it's kind of representing the fact that you guys have the ability to change energy. So you can lift people's moods. You can change what they're feeling, what they're experiencing. You can give them new hope. You can give them a new vision. Very interesting. And this is all because you are so tapped in, and whatever kind of spiritual gifts you have already identified in yourself, these are ways that they can be used, even if it's not something that we've touched on yet. So very, very interesting. Let's look at some tarot and see what else we can pull out of this. I keep hearing potential, potential, potential. This could be, for some of you, the reason that this message of potential is coming through so strongly, it could be that you haven't fully tapped into your spiritual gifts yet, and there's a lot of potential there. But I really think that for most of you, this is talking about the way that you see the potential of any situation, any person, and you have the ability to really to draw that out and to make it real, like to take it out of that place of just being a potential outcome and more into a place of being the actual thing that is being seen and experienced. So we have the Eight of Emotions here. That would be the Eight of Cups. Very interesting. I see you guys going on a journey. So in this card, I see this person kind of going on a journey that, like, I feel like the surroundings in this card are very stark. So this could be an indication that kind of discovering these spiritual gifts has been a little bit of a journey for you. It could have even felt lonely. Oh, wow. Okay. We have your cards flying out two at a time. We have Justice, the Knight of Emotions, so the Knight of Cups. Really interesting. Let's grab one more card for you. Two Cups cards. Let's see. What is the purpose of your spiritual gifts? What is the purpose? Oh, okay. We have the Tower. Okay. Your cards, I feel like your cards really wanted to come out. Like, I don't know, I just have this this feeling. It's like, if some of you haven't tapped into all of your spiritual gifts, I feel like your guides or somebody's kind of like pushing you, urging you to figure some of this out or to use more of the spiritual gifts that you've gotten, because it was just something about the way your cards came out. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's something you really have to feel, but it just feels like somebody is trying to encourage you. Like these messages are so readily available to you. We have the Four of Inspiration at the bottom of the deck, so that would be the Four of Wands. Okay. It's really interesting that we were talking about your empathic abilities and your gifts when it comes to picking up on others' emotions and connecting with people on an emotional level. And then we have all of this Cups energy show up for you. We had 2 Cups cards come out. So the Cups, or as they're referred to in this deck, emotions, they're about just that, emotions. It's really confirming your ability to hone in on people's emotions. And I'm hearing that for some of you, this is an ability to connect even with animals. So this extends past connecting with humans. So you might be able to kind of communicate and sense the needs of animals as well. Interesting. You know what's kind of coming to mind with that is, I think that these ideas of potential, along with kind of this idea here of fairness and balance that's showing up with the Justice card. Some of you, when it comes to this this connection that you might have with animals, some of you might feel called to rescue animals, to rehome animals, or have an interest in preserving the environment in some way. And this might be a way that your psychic gifts or your spiritual gifts are going to be used or can be put to use. You might receive messages or little knowings that kind of let you know like what needs to happen or who needs help. And it's like I was saying, like this ability extends beyond humans and into animals, so we can kind of work that the reverse way as well. You might kind of have a sense or a need to help people. You might have a calling to help people as well as animals, and you might kind of get messages about like what's needed at any given time because you're connected on this very emotional level. Yeah, I do see that some of you are into like preservation of the earth or caring for the earth in some way. Maybe it's just so you do your part by recycling, but it could be a greater passion, and this could be a way that you are using your gifts and abilities. I feel like this is basically you see the way things could be transformed for the better, the ways that could bring more balance and more harmony to situations. And it's like, this is just a major way that your spiritual gifts can be used. You help people walk away from old ideas, from old thought patterns. Your ideas and your clear vision kind of help to instigate change. They tear down old structures and build something new, something better with this Tower card here. With the Black Egg came the idea of speaking your truth, using your inner voice, potentially writing for some of you or communicating through music. So you may be called to use your voice to express these ideas that you were channeling from the divine. Yeah, I'm also hearing, hold on a second, let me see. I'm hearing that some of you receive messages and spiritual guidance through music or poetry. Because I'm kind of seeing it. So I'm seeing like short verses. So this could either be music or poetry. And like, I'm talking massive epiphanies through like you're listening to a song and something suddenly occurs to you. Or you're reading a poem or something and like you wake up to a new idea. You kind of peel back another layer. For some of you, this is a way you receive a lot of your messages, or this could be something you could look to increase your channeling abilities. It's really interesting because I feel like you guys are such clear channels, but some of you might not realize when you're channeling or when these are like your own thoughts. But yes, connection through music and poetry seems to be highlighted for you guys. So that is great. That's a way that you can tap in. Let's dive deeper. Let's pull some oracles and see what this is about. Number one, what's the purpose of your spiritual gifts and abilities? What is the purpose? I want to point out that this inner oracle card also says self-fulfilling prophecy. I feel like a self-fulfilling prophecy can work both ways. It's kind of a double-edged sword at times. So this is just kind of an indication that, like, hey, you guys are master manifestors. I just want you to know that. That means you can manifest what you want, what you see, what... Look at the card I'm holding. I didn't even look at it and it says visionary. That's exactly what we're talking about. You are a visionary. But it can work both ways. So it's like, you know, maybe not focus so much on the negative. Like, we're not really into the portion of what can hinder, what can hold back or get in the way of your spiritual abilities, but just know you're manifesting all the time. You're great at manifesting. You're great at pulling out the potential from a situation, and you could also potentially pull out outcomes that you don't want to experience. So it's just kind of it's kind of an indication. It's just a little bit of a, like, hey, be careful what you're manifesting, because you're actually really gifted when it comes to manifesting. So interesting. You have child eternal as well. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, you guys, the biggest thing I'm seeing is you guys change things. So somehow whatever spiritual gifts you've been given, they are they're meant to invoke change. They bring about change. Your vision actually has the ability to produce a ton of change all around you. You have the ability to change people from the inside out. And this could be that you're helping others, you're able to help others to heal. You change situations, you change the way things are done. Like we were talking about, you can help people walk away from old ideas, old patterns, and move into something new. This tower energy can talk about breaking down the old so that something new can be built in its place. And this vision is coming from the way that you view the world with fresh eyes. Like we have this child eternal card. I feel like this is key for you guys, because it's like the way a child sees the possibilities and believes in the unseen. You still view the world that way. You still have the ability to view the world that way. And that is where these powers of manifestation and this ability to see the potential is really coming from, because you're a person that can still dream. You can still imagine. You can still see things through the eyes of a child who hasn't been told, no, that's not possible, who hasn't been let down. You still have the ability to access that. And those of us that can access things like that are really the people who create change, really the visionaries, because when everyone else is kind of just like content with how things are, what has been done, what has been created, I feel like that's not you. I feel like you're not going to just be content unless it's something powerful, unless it's something meaningful. If there's more potential for something better, I feel like you're the person that sees that. And this does go back to your ability to connect and to channel. And when you do come into contact with things that you've already imagined, you get that sense of deja vu. You feel like, wait, did this already happen? And that, just know that's because your vision is so crystal clear that it will feel to you like it has already taken place. You have already experienced it. That's actually manifestation right there. Already experiencing something before it has even taken place in the physical. This is really beautiful energy. Yeah, this is beautiful energy. I feel like some of you are like to the level of like inventor, like all the way from, you know, just conceptualizing like small changes and ideas to inventing something brand new that no one has ever seen. There's so much potential inside of you, and because of that, you're able to see the potential inside of others as well. So let's look at your tarot cards that are specifically for the areas of what will strengthen your spiritual gifts and what will weaken your spiritual gifts, or what can stand in the way. So for strengthening, you have the 8 of Cups in reverse. So there is it in its upright position, but it came out reverse for you, which is interesting because we have the 8 of emotions here, which is the 8 of Cups. So that is a repeated message for you. Let's see what else we have. We have the 8 of Wands, another 8, and we also have the 9 of Wands. Okay. I feel like this is really interesting because that energy of 8s again is coming through, and we were kind of we were talking about this with the card 17 reducing to an 8, and this being a sign of manifestation and of potential, which I feel like was kind of confirmed with that black egg as well. But now you're having all of these 8s show up for you. So again, we're talking about manifestation. We're talking about your abilities to manifest. And this is kind of telling me that the more you manifest, the more you practice these abilities, the stronger they will get. So we are looking at what's going to help you, what's going to strengthen these spiritual gifts and abilities. And this doesn't just stop at manifestation. This is whatever kind of spiritual gift or ability you feel like you have been given. More practice is going to create a stronger connection for you. If this is about channeling, and maybe sometimes you feel like you're connected enough to channel, or you feel like you're receiving very clear messages, and other times you feel like your intuition's not on point, like you're not connected, like maybe you imagine the entire thing. This is about practicing even when it doesn't feel like it's coming naturally, because it is going to strengthen your abilities as a whole. I also feel like this 8 of Cups might be relevant to some of you in particular, because I feel like I'm getting a message that some of you might have walked away from your gifts at some point, that you may have given up or gotten so busy with life or confused about your abilities, potentially even doubted your abilities at times, to the point where like you just walked away. Yeah, we have the 8 of Cups in reverse, which is actually telling me that, like, okay, let me try to explain this. I feel like I'm seeing that you guys may have walked away from something, and your guidance here in terms of strengthening this spiritual gift is to return to it. With the 8 of Cups in reverse, it's to return to something that you might have left behind before, to revisit old ideas or pick up where you left off when it comes to developing your skills. So maybe there was a time you were studying a lot, you were like diving into this, you might have been practicing by talking to people, maybe even giving readings to people, or whatever this looks like to you, but there could have come a time where you kind of just forgot about it and you left it in the dust. So this is another thing that will strengthen it. This is to come back to what you have started, come back to what you sensed was true for you at one point, which is really encouraging, because this is kind of telling me like there's not a whole lot that you have to do to strengthen your skills. Your skills are already on point. Your gifts and abilities are already strong, but if you have walked away from them, returning is going to bring you back to that place of of completion, of wholeness when it comes to these gifts. With the 8 of Wands, I see kind of the energy of not resisting your spiritual potential, but diving in head first and kind of letting this unfold and develop within you. I love the imagery on this 8 of Wands, because it's like she looks maybe a little bit overwhelmed, and it looks like things are happening kind of fast. It could even be the sense of like something getting away from her, something getting out of her control. But it's also this excited feeling. It's like this feeling of potential and something building. So I do feel like this is kind of a message of like, just go for it. The 8 of Wands can talk a lot about speed. So this can be about just really diving into it, just really letting this happen, letting this unfold. It will, all of this combined will strengthen your spiritual gifts. And then we have also the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is a card of boundaries. It's a card of protection. It can be a card of guardedness. And how is this coming through for me right now? For you guys, I feel like this is about protecting your energy, being very crucial to strengthening your spiritual gifts, because if you aren't preserving your energy or maintaining healthy boundaries, you can become drained. And you could have experienced this before. This could even be a reason why you've walked away or stepped away from some of your spiritual gifts or your spiritual pursuits, because you could have felt that you were drained. Many of you, like we were talking about before, are empaths, and that will mean that you are very susceptible to the energies around you. So feeling everyone's energy all the time can be exhausting, and it can deplete you. Be sure to clear your energy after heavy social interactions, or maybe just after any type of social interaction. It can be helpful for you to clear that energy away so that you're in touch and in tune with your own energy, and not kind of walking around with everyone else's energy clinging to you and trying to sift through all of that. So you might look into like salt baths or particular crystals that offer some form of protection, maybe using sound frequency to clear and reset your energy, because we were kind of talking about the way that you receive messages, and music and poetry being relevant to you. So it might be something with sound and some sort of vibration that helps you to clear away this energy. You also might want to put up a protective, energetic, I'm going to call it a love bubble. So you might want to put up an energetic love bubble around you, so that you aren't taking on everyone's energy all the time, and just allow love and peace and good feelings to flow through that bubble, but keep your boundaries when it comes to your own energy, because you do have to preserve some of that for yourself. Basically, I feel like the message here for you is to strengthen your spiritual gifts. I feel like it's just about exploring and protecting. Just diving deep into that exploration, but making sure that you are energetically protected as you do so. So let's take a look at the flip side, and let's look at things that might get in the way of your spiritual gifts. So we first have the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. Lots of fire energy here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Yeah. So with this, I feel like we're talking about life circumstances getting in the way sometimes. Kind of getting in the way of you being able to develop your gifts, or this could have been something that has happened in the past. So to me, this is like, it could just be the busyness of life, sometimes presenting challenges when it comes to tapping into this inner voice. And I'm looking at this wheel in reverse. I feel like for a lot of you, if anything stands in your way when it comes to your spiritual gifts, or if it has previously stood in your way, you might feel like these are situations that have been out of your control. These could even be health issues for some of you. You might have felt like a health concern got in the way, or it depleted your energy, or it took your focus away from what you were trying to pursue. It doesn't have to be something like that. It can be busy with kids, busy with work, busy with your schooling. It can be just unfortunate events that we run up on in life. Everyone goes through it, but it can be literally that you're just like, you know, this happened and then that happened and then the other thing happened, and I just didn't have time to to research this or to study this or to practice this. So it just feels to me like life can sometimes get in the way of you further developing your spiritual gifts. Yeah, I really feel like there's three separate issues showing up here, and they might all tie in together for some of you, but there's really three definite issues showing up. So one, issues that are out of your control, or life circumstances that have been out of your control. That's one of these. The Five of Wands can talk about conflict, and that can be either conflict that's happening inside of you or external conflict. This card did come out in the upright position, which would suggest more of an external conflict, but it can still talk about internal conflict here. So, wow, sorry about that plane. That's pretty loud. Let's see here. Just wait for that to go by. Yeah, this could be internal conflict, but this can also be conflict that's going on outside of you. So this could be that people around you aren't very accepting of your gifts or have made you doubt your gifts or don't believe. This could even be that sometimes people think that, like, they might view your gifts as a negative thing when you've known that it's a positive thing. So for some of you, that can be it. Like, friends, family members might look down upon some of these gifts or think that you might be dabbling into things that you shouldn't be. I'm kind of getting that message for some of you. This can also be your worry about how people will perceive these gifts or will perceive these abilities. So you might think that you will be judged for being more of a spiritual person or pursuing more of these like more mysterious things, pursuing the occult. They could be that you're worried about, you have been worried about judgment, or that worry about judgment could stand in the way of the development of these gifts. The Knight of Wands, because this energy can be so impulsive and passionate, some of you might have several different interests that you want to pursue, or you might be gifted in several different areas, and you could sometimes experience shiny object syndrome is what I'll call it, where you don't always stick to things, or you don't always see things all the way through to fully develop in a particular area. And we're probably all guilty of that at times. I know I am. Like, I'm over here raising my hand. That happens all the time. So this could be something that stands in the way. You could have been on the verge of really tapping into something or really developing something, but then another topic caught your attention. This could also be that same feeling of life kind of caught your attention. Life ran away with you, or ran away out of your control, and things just got really busy. But this could be another thing that stands in the way of the development of these gifts, just kind of like moving on to the next thing, maybe a little too fast before that first thing, before that focus is developed as fully and as completely, and before it's integrated into your life in a way that you can make it a part of your daily life, so that you won't kind of lose sight of it. Yeah, so this is really about being a multi-passionate person, which is a beautiful thing, but it can sometimes stand in the way of developing a particular skill or interest, because there's so many skills to develop. There's so much to explore. So yeah, let's get some final messages for you. Anything that will help make this more clear, or any advice that your guides want to give you. Gotta shuffle one more time. That was rough. That was pretty rough. We have transformation. I'm gonna pull another card for you. I feel like that fits so beautifully with the energy that we have already been picking up on, because we were talking about like this idea of change. You are meant to transform, and you are meant to change things, ideas. Whoa. Okay, and we have potential. Whoa, wait. Isn't that what we were talking about with the egg? I almost was just like, yeah, potential. No. This is exactly what we were talking about. You seeing the potential. I don't know why, but I feel like I want to look at the bottom of the deck, and the gateway card is at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like some of you are potentially right at that gateway, like you're about to dive deeper into developing some of these spiritual gifts, and that is kind of an indication of that. Yeah, with this idea of transformation and potential, I feel like I don't even need to say more. That's just, it's too perfect. This is a great way to wrap up your reading. It's not so much advice, but it's really solidifying some of the messages that we saw throughout your reading. You have the ability to transform things, to see the potential within things, to see what something could grow into, what it could be. and to like actually make the changes that will bring it to that point. You are, again, a visionary. So yeah, you are here and you are meant to use your gifts to create change, and it doesn't have to be on a giant scale. This can be change in one individual person at a time. This can be changing just your surroundings, just what you see around you. You see what something could be. You don't see what it is currently in front of you. So you might see somebody who, let's say, doesn't have a lot of confidence, or who isn't achieving as much as they want in their life, and instead of seeing them in that form, you see everything that they were meant to be. And you have a way of bringing this to fruition. You have a way of actually manifesting this through your attention, like we were talking about with this oracle card here. So this is really beautiful. I feel like no matter what your gifts are, these are the some of the main purposes behind the gift that you have. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if this reading did resonate with you, if you enjoyed any of these messages, if they kind of hit home for you, don't forget to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe too if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you in another reading really soon. Bye.